done a chit chat get ready with me video, but I thought today would be the perfect day to do it. I've got a pretty low-key day. I might glam it up a little bit more than my Monday through Friday routine, but I'm not gonna go too crazy with the makeup. First, I'm gonna grab this Cetaphil lotion and apply that to my face as a moisturizer. I go really light on this. I find that it works really good at moisturizing the face, but if I put too much on my very oily skin, then it tends to be counterproductive. So I really focus it more on my perimeter because that's where I'm not quite as oily, and then just kind of like gently bring it into my oily areas, sides of my nose here, under my eyes. Now I'm gonna use this NYX Shine Killer, and I'm just gonna place that in my T-zone, the areas of my face that I am very, very oily. This just helps keep my face more matte throughout the day. This is like, my skin is next level oily. I mean, it's bad. From what I've read, if you have really, really oily skin, it's actually really beneficial in that, you know, wrinkles and fine lines and all of those things that can make your skin age or look more aged don't happen quite as quickly on people with oily skin because their skin just remains really, really hydrated. So while I'm letting the moisturizer and the primer absorb into my skin, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows. They're actually really lightly filled in, but I'm going to fill them in a little bit darker since I'm doing a full face. But I'm using this Ulta Beauty Brow Pencil. It's an ultra slim brow pencil in medium brown. I actually really love this pencil. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it. Usually when I pick medium brown shades of eyebrow pencils, they tend to be more warm and less cool. Maybe that's not true for you guys, but I guess just the ones that I've picked so far. So I really appreciate that this is more kind of on the taupey medium brown spectrum, I guess. It's always so nice to fill in your brows when you've already filled them in a little bit. It just feels like it goes so much faster. This is basically like my process most days is I'll moisturize, I'll prime, and then I'll do my brows just to give my face a little time to really absorb the product before I put my foundation on. That really seems to help it last better throughout the day. I'm just gonna grab this Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It is in the shade Fair. Love this Shape Tape. A little of this goes a long way, as I'm sure all of you who've used it know, so I don't really need a whole lot for my under eye area or my underbrow area. And I'll just use a little concealer brush. I like to place it down here because I also use it for an eyelid primer, but I don't want to cake too much of that close to the brow because then it just ends up looking really gunky and messy. So I kind of just work it up towards the brow and then use it to clean up those edges a little bit. And then whatever's left on the brush, I just kind of bring it down onto my lid and use that as an eyelid primer. Like that. I'm going to grab my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation in the shade Classic Ivory. I love this foundation, even though it's technically full coverage. Like a lot of people say that about it. I've used foundations that I feel are a little bit more heavy than this one is. I mean, I think it's definitely very buildable, but I do love that it helps keep my face more matte throughout the day. I don't use a whole lot for more everyday looks just because I don't want it to look too heavy. So when I do it this way, it doesn't even really cover up all my freckles. It just really helps even out my skin tone. I'll grab a damp beauty sponge and just start blending that into my skin. I actually think this might be slightly too light for me right now. I did a really light fake tan a couple of days ago with my Banana Boat Sunless Tanner. I just wanted to test it out with the Sunless Tanner application mat that I got from Ulta, which I really liked. It's so weird to be putting a foundation on that's slightly too light for me because that really never happens. As you can see, like this didn't really give me a whole lot of coverage at all. It just helped to even out my skin tone. Like, see some of my blemishes? I've got some pimples right here. They're still visible, but I don't really like to do too much coverage for the day-to-day looks. So then I come in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I go in really lightly with this as well because it is a very, very, very high coverage concealer. But I really love how it covers up dark circles and helps just diminish the appearance of under eye bags. So I just go in really lightly with it. And I use it to highlight, but again, like I'm dipping it once and I'm going in very light-handed with it so that it's not too heavy. There we go. If you guys are at all interested in seeing what my more Monday through Friday everyday makeup look is like, let me know and I can do a get ready with me video for you guys. Just kind of my daily routine. It's even lighter than this because usually it's like I'm scrambling in the morning to get my daughter ready and off to school, and you know, if I'm not going anywhere during the day, I don't really feel like it's necessary to put too much effort into my face. So I usually go pretty light. Basically it's just stuff to help me feel more awake and more alive. Like a tiny bit of concealer and some mascara to help open my eyes. Because I'm a redhead, I have such a light features that like if I don't, you know, put mascara on or fill in my brows, like I feel like I just look so tired. I'm not hating on my features, my natural features at all. I just think that to help motivate me and give me a little extra oomph throughout the day, just a little mascara, a little eyebrow pencil to the brows, a little bit of concealer, and we're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and bake my under eye area and then set the rest of my face with this e.l.f. Sheer setting powder. I actually love this stuff. I have a video that I recently posted. It was an Ulta haul video and I got this powder. I've never used it before and I was actually shocked at how much I liked it. I usually get air spun, as most of you that watch my channel know, and that's kind of been my go-to for a while now. But yeah, I've actually really been liking this powder. I was so shocked. It just really helps keep me matte and it's really soft. Like if that makes sense, you know? Like it's powdery, but it seems like it's so finely milled that it's not like heavy at all, which I love. And then what I do is I just take the powder on the sponge and just pat it everywhere else to set my face. I'm not really baking, I'm just more pressing this into the skin until it feels nice and matte. Yeah, I feel like my face looks so much lighter than my neck. That is so weird. I've never had that problem. Thank you, Sunless Tanner. And I think I'm going to come in with this Buff Collection palette by Pure Cosmetics. This is not like Pure Cosmetics, I think that a lot of you guys know about. This is a different company. But this came in BoxyCharm several months ago. I really like the colors. It's this really pretty rose gold palette. I think I'm going to pick up this one. This one's called Dune, and I'm going to use that in my crease area just to add a little bit of definition. I didn't set my eyelid. I did not set my eyelid, guys. Okay, I'm gonna grab first this shade called Quartz, and I'm gonna put that all over my lid to set that concealer because I forgot to do that earlier. Ta-da-da. Now I'm coming back in with that Dune shade and blending that in my crease. And then I'll just grab a fluffy brush with no product on it and just soften up those edges. Same old, same old. I love this brush. It's a scone blending brush and it is so soft and fluffy. It is perfect for really blending out harsh lines. I think I'm going to come back in a little bit with this quartz color. I'm just going to place that on my lid with a more flat brush. So next I'm going to grab my NYX Epic Ink Liner. I love this liner pen. I think it really depends on people's preference. So many people love like the NYC liquid liner, the really like flexible, fine tipped liner brush that comes with it. I like a really fine tip, but I also like it to be a little bit more firm, I guess is the word I'm thinking of, because I find it easier to control it. So I've been liking this a lot lately. There's one side. I think I survived it. So I'm gonna grab my Duo brush on adhesive lash glue and some, I honestly have used these like several times, so I'm not sure which ones they are. They are either my Ardell Demi Whispies or they are some wispy lashes I got off the Wish app. I'm not sure. They look very similar to the Ardell Demi Whispies if they are the Wish app lashes. My everyday Monday through Friday makeup, I do not usually wear lashes just because it's a little extra time that I don't want to commit to, but I do love them. Oh, I know, I feel like it's so dark. I'm just gonna turn it back up. I'm sorry guys, I keep adjusting the light. That's something that I need to learn to be better at, is my lighting. Figuring that all out before I start filming. Note to self, figure out lighting, get it together before you film. That looks pretty good. I used to brush off the baking powder, but now I just use the sponge and I kind of press it in. And this has been a game changer for me. I mean, who'd have thought? But doing this has actually helped keep my makeup in place, especially in my most oily areas. And I feel like pressing it in, because when you put the powder underneath your eyes and you let it bake, it really helps lock in your makeup. And I feel like this just helps it melt into the skin a little more, so it doesn't look quite as matte as it would otherwise. And I feel like it's just an extra like security measure just to keep your makeup in place. Yeah, I've been really I've been doing this like with my whole face as well. On days when I'm just putting on some setting powder really quick, I'll use a beauty blender instead of a brush, and I've been loving that process. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with my under eye area. I kind of like the idea of leaving it bare today. Don't usually leave my under eyes bare, but I'm thinking that I want to do that. But just to brighten them up a little bit, I'm going to take a little bit of that quartz shadow and just run that along my lower lash line, because there's a little bit of redness down there, and this will help mute that out a little bit. Now I think I'm going to grab my Fiona Styles contouring palette here. It is in light medium, and I like to mix all three of those shades together. So I usually use a fan brush. I might go a little bit more heavy on it today than I normally do, just because the foundation's a little white. Just lightly contour sides of my nose with the lightest shade in this palette, all the way up to meet the brow. One of the things that I've really appreciated about nose contouring is that not only does it help like slim down your nose or change the shape a little bit if you want to give that illusion, but I feel like it helps pull the whole makeup look together, because if you leave your nose, you know, light, like your under eye area, it just makes you look a little more washed out. I feel like this just evens everything out a little bit better, for me anyway. And I just like to dust that where I contour, just to lighten it up a little bit so it's not quite as intense. So for blush, I'm going to use this matte blush by City Color. I also love the City Color Shimmer Blush. I am so amazed by how affordable these are. The pigment you get is just so amazing. So I'm barely tapping the product. and it gives so much color. And I love that just the shade is so gorgeous. It's just a really pretty rosy colored blush. Very natural. Now I grabbed my Milani highlighter. It is in the shade Moon Glow. And I'm going to use this to highlight everywhere on my face that I want to highlight. Just making it easy today. So I'll go ahead and highlight my inner corners with it. And then my brow. And then my nose. Cupid's bow. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab a little fluffy brush like this and highlight my cheekbones. It's a great affordable drugstore highlighter with so much pigment. And sometimes I go ham on highlighting even when I'm doing simple makeup looks, just because I love that it gives me a little bit of luminosity. Since I have to mattify my makeup so much, I like to give the illusion that I have luminous skin and not because of my greasy face. Alright, now I'm going to grab my Milani Color Statement Lip Liner. This is in the shade Natural. It's a really pretty nude color. I'm going to use this lip gloss I got from the Wish app. Now, honestly, I love this lip gloss. I'm super shocked. The label has already started to come off and I cannot remember the name of the product. I really love the color and it's long wearing. There we go. My only beef with this lip gloss is that, like, when you get it wet or you eat, it gets really grainy and starts to kind of crumble off a little bit, which is really annoying. So if you're drinking, use a straw and maybe not wear it if you're gonna go out to dinner with a bunch of friends, because you'll definitely have to fix your lipstick. But I really, really do like the color. And once it dries, it doesn't transfer. So I love that because I can smooch up my kids and not have to worry about them having lipstick marks all over their face. I will look up the name of the lip gloss off of the Wish app and I will put it down below with a list of all the products that I used in this video so that you guys can have that if you're interested in going and looking it up and maybe ordering it for yourself. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go do my crazy hair and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this little chit chat, get ready with me video. Let me know if you'd like me to do more like these. They're just super easy to do. Just sit down, turn on the camera, start filming, get ready. I could do these a lot more often. I just want to make sure it's something you guys are interested in seeing, so let me know. I apologize for the fluctuation in the lighting in this video. I'm still trying to figure out how to film a year later. I'm not tech savvy, so thank you for bearing with me. I love you guys so much and I will see you in my next video.